Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
The Missouri Tigers defeated the Illinois Fighting Illini last night in its annual bragging rights game.
All eyes were on the game. We were all waiting to see what was going to happen. Well, now we know. KOMU 8's Josh Frydman, Fred Katz, and Sean Hirshberg take us through the Tigers' big victory.
Thanks a lot. Alongside Fred Katz and Sean Hirshberg, I'm Josh Frydman, here from the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, where the Missouri Tigers just defeated the Fighting Illini of Illinois by 11 points for now their second straight win over the Illini, a winning streak for the Tigers. And guys, it really was a lot closer than the 11-point victory would show.
Yeah, the Tigers pulled away in the end. The key moment was about the same key moment as in the Vanderbilt game. Denman off a steal. This time he passed the ball, and Tigers got a good victory come tournament time.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you bring up the Vanderbilt game because Denman in the first half of the Vanderbilt game had 2 points, just like tonight. And then he came out, had a monster second half against Vanderbilt. And tonight, 13 points in the second half, 6 for 6 from the line down the stretch, which was huge. And, you know, you look at this Tigers team, they've played 4 power conference teams, all 4 games really close. Against Georgetown, the one they lost, couldn't hit the free throws down the stretch. This game they have against Oregon, they did. Against Vanderbilt, they did. And that's a big change from what we've seen earlier in the year.
That was their Achilles heel against Georgetown, missing those free throws late, but against Illinois, hitting 9 of 11 free throws in the final minute. 15 points scored by Missouri in that final minute, really pulling away for the victory.
Yeah, just a quality win. It was very close throughout the game. The Tigers team in the first half was like a 5-point game throughout that entire first half. Tied the game at half, went on a run. It's just like a game of runs. And unfortunately for Mizzou, they just had the last run, and they came away with the win.
Yeah, Mike Anderson does always say that they play a game of runs with this team because they're always moving back and forth on the court. And teams that play this type of style tend to be really streaky out there, and that's what the Tigers did. They didn't play a really good first half, and yet they still were able to tie it up and keep it close, and then they pulled away at the end.
What do you think the one key was for Missouri in that second half? They had a nice couple of runs late in the first half to really push it to that tie game going into the break. But what was the key coming out in the second half for Missouri?
Well, I think the guy that's kind of been forgotten when you see all the questions that were asked, at least in the post-game press conference, is Justin Safford. And he had a great run in the middle of the second half when it really seemed like nobody else was scoring. 4 consecutive baskets for Safford. We talked about it earlier. Safford's the Illinois kid playing Illinois. His last Mizzou-Illinois game, and he went out and really provided an offensive spark plug for this team, which they didn't really seem to have, and that kind of got them going.
Yeah, and then as Kim English said, he was just holding this up after the game. 2 straight wins for Illinois, or 2 straight wins for Missouri against Illinois, and just a great win all around, I think.
Yeah, Missouri had lost again to Illinois 9 straight seasons until finally last year. All the number 2s coming up for the Missouri Tigers. Guys, where does this leave the Tigers now? This is really a nice non-conference victory. Georgetown game would have been a nice victory as well, but the Tigers, this is one they could put on their resume and say, tournament time, this is where we stand.
I was talking to Ricardo Ratliff after the game, and he said it was just, this game, even though it was a neutral site game, felt more like a road game because half of the building, half of this arena was Illinois fans. They got loud on both sides. So we said it'll really help them come Big 12 conference time when they go on the road at Kansas State, especially at Kansas, just getting that experience with people or fans that are against you.
Right, and I think this game kind of shows what the Mike Anderson system can do when you play a team with a lot of size. It can kind of neutralize it. The Tigers were forced to play a lot of zone defense tonight, and it kind of worked. And in the first half, they were really out-rebounded. Tisdale for Illinois had 10 rebounds, and they were out-rebounded by 10. But in the second half, they out-rebounded Illinois 17-16. A lot of that had to do, Lawrence Bowers and Ricardo Ratliff both said they became a lot more physical out there.
All right, well, Missouri, it was a 2-point game with a minute left, but the Tigers go on that late run and win by 11. Let's go now to some post-game sound from the Tigers.
2 in a row, Mike Dixon's class. All one of them is undefeated.
How long are you going to hold that 2 up?
Christmas morning. I'll take it down Christmas morning.
Why Christmas morning?
2 days.
Huge, man. I mean, coming off a couple games, guys been hurt, myself not playing and things like that. It was just huge and uplifting. It's around the holidays, so I'm sure we gave a lot of people an early Christmas present.
We're trying to flip the switch a little bit. You know, it's been 9 consecutive Illinois wins before last year, and hopefully Missouri can start its own winning streak. And I think we're doing a good job so far.
There you have it, guys. Another nice quality win for the Missouri Tigers. 2 in a row over the Fighting Illini of Illinois. With Fred Katz and Sean Hirshberg, I'm Josh Frydman saying goodnight from the Scott Trade Center. Back to you.
Wow, way to go, guys. And way to go, Tigers also. They were there yesterday in St. Louis for that game. They drove here overnight and cut that package. Thanks for doing that. The Tigers play the Northern Illinois Huskies Monday, December 27th at Mizzou Arena. How about another W? We like that. Let's take a live look over Mid-Missouri. 5:54 is the time. We're back in 2 minutes.